What's up, Colts Nation? Welcome to today's episode of Colts Latest. I'm your host, Scott Reiman, coming to you from sunny San Rafael, California, in the beautiful San Francisco Bay Area. As always, before we start, thank you so much to FanArch for having me on here talking Colts with all of you. I couldn't do this without FanArch. Please give their website a visit, fanarch.com. They've got great content on the NFL, MLB, NBA, college sports, card collecting, wrestling, Olympics wrap-up, anything you can think of, they cover it. So please check them out. If you like what you see here, please do me a huge favor, like this video and subscribe to the Colts Latest channel. That's how FanArch is able to keep putting out all the amazing content they do and how I'm able to keep talking Colts with all of y'all. So thank you so much to everyone. Now, while we wait for the Colts to make their decision on whom to use the franchise tag upon, we're presuming it will be either Daniel Jones or Alec Pierce if they indeed need to use it at all. Maybe they lock both those guys up to long-term deals and don't need to use the tag. In the meantime, we are going to explore the future of former fourth-round overall pick Anthony Richardson. Now, there have been few Colts players as polarizing as A-Rich as far back as I can remember. And that's been since the day he was drafted. I mean, this is a guy who had only started 13 games at the quarterback position in his college career, and he was selected 4th overall in the draft. And while there were several players selected after A-Rich in the first round who've had amazing careers so far, including Devin Witherspoon, Bijan Robinson, Jalen Carter, Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian Gonzalez, and reigning Offensive Player of the Year Jackson Smith-Njigba, the Colts were determined to end their years of recycling quarterbacks that had plagued them since Andrew Luck's untimely retirement. And A-Rich put on a show at the NFL Draft Combine in 2023. He became only the 3rd quarterback ever to achieve a perfect relative athletic score, or RAS, joining Cam Newton and Dante Culpepper. Richardson was named the starter for his rookie season, winning the job over Gardner Minshew and Sam Ehlinger. His career actually got off to a good start. He became the first rookie QB in NFL history to score a rushing touchdown in each of his first 3 career starts. While his passing was erratic, he showed the athletic prowess and potential that caused the Colts to draft him 4th overall. Unfortunately, his season was cut short when it was announced on October 18th that he was going to undergo season-ending shoulder surgery to replace a grade 3 AC joint sprain, robbing him of much-needed experience. And Richardson entered the 2024 season seemingly fully recovered from the shoulder injury, but his passing did not show it. After missing weeks 5 and 6 with an oblique injury, week 8 turned to be a turning point in AR's Indy career. It was that game against the Texans where not only did he struggle to the tune of completing only 10 passes on 32 attempts, but it was here where he infamously took himself out for a play, claiming that he, quote, needed a breather as the Colts lost 23-20. In my mind, that was the beginning of the end of Richardson's time in Indy. He never recovered from this moment, getting benched for Joe Flacco, although returning 3 weeks later and starting the rest of the season. And while he showed a little improvement upon returning, he still finished the 2024 campaign completing only 47.7% of his passes with 8 passing touchdowns and 12 interceptions. With the signing of Daniel Jones in March of 2025, it was clear that AR's job was in jeopardy, something confirmed when Jones was named the starter on August 19th. Now, the two most notable occurrences of the 2025 season for Richardson were the freak orbital bone fracture he received during pre-game warm-ups and being the only player in NFL history to complete 1 pass during the season, with that pass being to himself. So that brings us to now. And the question that is on everyone's mind is, what do the Colts do with Anthony Richardson? The team's already made it clear that they view Daniel Jones as the quarterback of the future, and they will do everything they can to secure him on a long-term deal. Now, that might mean the franchise tag at first, or they may hammer out a deal in the next few weeks. A lot of that depends on the progress of Jones's rehab, but all indications are that there have been no setbacks and he is on pace to return early in the 2026 season. With Riley Leonard seeming like a capable backup, where does that leave Richardson? The Colts clearly won't extend his rookie deal, so that leaves them with two options really. One, trade him while you can still get something for him, even if that is a middle of the draft pick. Or two, let him finish out his rookie deal in Indy as the third string QB and insurance in case Jones's health fails and Leonard proves he isn't ready to be the backup yet. Both of these options have their positives and negatives, so let's explore both. We'll start with what is my best guess, and that is that the Colts will look to trade Anthony Richardson this offseason. Now look, this is obviously a risky move. They'd be giving up on a clearly talented 23-year-old quarterback before he really got an extended chance to show what he can do. But the same way that the 49ers cutting bait with Trey Lance led to Brock Purdy, and the Patriots doing the same with Mac Jones led to Drake May, sometimes a team just has to make the tough decision and move on. The Colts have a lot of holes to fill on defense and limited cap space to do so in free agency as of right now, so an extra pick in the middle of a deep linebacker and edge rusher draft could pay more dividends than keeping AR around as a third-string quarterback. If they do trade him, though, then what options are there for filling his spot on the team? They could use a late draft pick on another quarterback as they did last year with Leonard, but I don't think having a rookie and second-year quarterback backing up a player who's coming off an Achilles injury is the best course of action. That's why I predict that if the Colts do indeed move on from A-Rich as I'm expecting, they will sign a vet quarterback to push Leonard for that backup spot, which may get a few starts at the beginning of the season while Jones continues to recover. We've talked about different names that could be good fits, such as Marcus Mariota, Joe Flacco, or Kirk Cousins, guys who have been around and can seamlessly fill in for a spot start or two if needed. I'd be fine adding any of those guys to not only mentor Jones and Leonard, but to provide leadership throughout the locker room. The other option, which I mentioned last week, is to try and trade for Derek Carr, who recently announced his intention to return to football after a short retirement. Now, Carr looked more than capable 2 years ago with the Saints, where he did not have the breadth of weapons that he would have in Indy. He's also only 34 years old, which is younger than several of the other options on the free agent market. Now, whether it's trading for Carr or signing a low-cost vet option, this is the path I'm expecting the Colts to take with Anthony Richardson this offseason. There is one more option, however, and that is that the Colts decide to run it back with the QB room that they had last season. Now, this would most likely have Leonard and Richardson battling throughout camp to see who would be the starter at the beginning of the season should DJ not be ready week 1 as expected. Now, this path also has potential positives and negatives. As a positive, AR might finally start living up to his potential that the Colts saw in him when they drafted him 4th overall. Now, if they've already signed DJ to a long-term deal and AR starts showing that promise, then that's a good problem to have. The Colts will be able to decide which of the two they want to move forward with while the other becomes a valuable trade chip. Is a QB controversy really what the Colts are looking for at this time, though, even if it does end up being beneficial? Look, the Colts feel like they have their guy at QB, and it's Jones. They don't need anything complicating that at the moment, especially after so many years of future uncertainty at the position. Now, at the same time, A-Rich may show that not only is he not fully recovered from the eye injury, but that his passing still isn't where it needs to be in order to be a successful starting quarterback in the NFL, thereby sapping him of any current trade value he's got. In that case, the Colts would have a lame duck third-string QB who will net them nothing. Considering the aforementioned holes to fill on defense, along with the missing first-round picks in 2026 and 2027, I think the Colts would be most prudent by exploring the trade market for Anthony Richardson and getting what they can while they still can. Look, it always hurts giving up on a guy too early and watching him thrive on another team, but I think that might be a risk the Colts have to take with Richardson. Okay, that's going to do it for today. Hopefully, we get some news this week on the franchise tag and what the direction the Colts are going to go. We're also going to see some free agent signings from teams coming up pretty soon. So, hopefully, we see the Colts start to work out deals with guys like Alec Pierce, Daniel Jones, Nick Cross, guys like that. Until then, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please go to fanarch.com and check out all their great content. Like this video, subscribe to the Colts Latest channel, and let's go Colts!